have everybody excited to have everybody on here, guys. As you know, we don't have to do this, but we do this because we have so many people coming into business with us. And this is the only way we can get a bunch of people together to teach you guys what you need to do, whether you're licensed or unlicensed, moving forward in this business to have success week to week and overall in your business. Okay. So guys, get your notepads ready, right? Open up your ears, pay attention, because a lot of people, guys, us leaders are very busy during the week. All right. And the last thing we want to have to do is go over information that has already been covered on a Saturday call. So please pay attention. All right, make our jobs easier so we can make your job easy and everybody is happy. Again, we do this every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's go ahead and kick the call off, guys. I want to go over the top 10 submit for the week. All right, so we're gonna just highlight some people really quickly. We always do top 10. So in last top 10, Amaka A, always consistent, 78.97. Andre B, consistent as well, 85.94. Ryan Urbanski, 91.63. Kali Whoop Whoop, Somerville, 93.43. Rachel C, 94.05. Rakita, always in the top, 10.377. Eugene, always consistent as well, 10,393. Josh F, 11,445. Will C, 13,200. We got some new top threes. All right, and there can only be one number one. Rich M, 13,700. Way to go, guys. We're super proud of you. And as you know, we need some new leaders in the top 10, right? So somebody, guys, make a decision. None of these guys are special. All they did was made the decision to be in the top 10, right? So you got to go to work, okay? If you're licensed, if you're unlicensed, you got to get that license. So let's go ahead and start with some announcements very quickly, guys. You really want to pay attention to these announcements. The first thing I want to go over is definitely work spots and how important it is, guys. You're in a real business, okay? So you want to make sure that you treat your business as such. And part of that is getting work spots. It's if Kali, if you can pull that up for me, it's $99 a month. That's it. When you see how much we make here on a day-to-day basis, $99 is really nothing, okay, compared to what other people in other businesses spend on a monthly basis for an office. So with this $99 a month, the biggest thing is that it allows you to have discounts on all the leads that we have, or whatever leads that are available that they choose to put a discount on. You have entry into offices. So let's say you may not have an office yet, but you know you need to be in a winning environment to be around leaders so that you can have success. So you can find an office that's closest to you to work out of, to reserve a space to work with free Wi-Fi. You can print up to 100 pages for leads. Like I said, you get the discounts on the leads as well. You also get weekly live sales training for free. Everything is on there for you. Or if you're travel training and you're going to be running in another state, you have access to offices in that area to work out of. So this is really, really important, guys. We really don't plan to work with anybody who does not sign up for work spots, because you're just not taking your business seriously. You have to come in with the mind that you're going to make money. We're going to help, we're going to give you the information you need to make the money. And then you need to be able to use this so that you can have success. So if you don't have work spots, jump on it now. All right. And it's $99 a month. And screenshot this, guys, so that you can know how to register for it. Okay. It is an app on your phone. So get that taken care of. The next thing I want to talk about, guys, is, I almost forgot. What was it, Kali, again? Because I didn't put that one down.
We need to go over Wednesday.
Oh yeah. So guys, we're starting something here. All right. Almost forgot. I'm sorry. So guys, we realized that, more people need to see us leaders and hear our story, know the money that we're making, just get more connected with us. So the best way to do that, we're creating a business expansion meeting where you get an opportunity, guys, to plug in anybody that you know, or anybody that you've hired from any, recruiting lead source, to plug them in the business expansion meeting to learn the business, so that if they're interested, they can actually get started. Okay, this will make your job easier. All right, and it'll make it easier for them because they can see the bigger picture. You might not be able to sell the opportunity yet the way that we can, right? So let Family First Life work for you, and you're going to have the best of the best leaders hiring these people for you. And when I say hiring for you, I don't mean putting them in a system for you, but what I mean is that selling the opportunity, right? They get to hear where we came from, where we are now, and the basic fundamentals of this business on the attraction of what they can be a part of, right? So it starts at 7, and that's 7 to 7:30. Then from 7:30 to 8 o'clock, all right, we're gonna go over with anyone that's licensed or unlicensed. I don't know why. Sorry, Mike is calling me, guys. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So from 7:30 to 8 p.m., anyone that's unlicensed or licensed, we're going to be doing a what's next on the same Zoom call so that you guys know exactly what to do after you get your license, while you're licensed, or if you're unlicensed. If you're confused, you can ask any questions. This is very important because, again, we get a ton of calls during the week while we're in the field when all these questions could be answered on the what's next call. So it's very important that you plug in. And guys, more than likely, if you can't get on a Zoom call today, you're more than likely not going to be able to do anything else in this business. Okay. So you want to make sure you're plugged in. The next thing I want to talk about is we have a Maryland conference coming up. Guys, this is very important. I always talk about having Family First Life work for you. So versus you reaching out to 100 or more people to explain how great this opportunity is, you can gather 100 more people to this event so that they can see what you see, and you don't have to sell it. You got the best of the best selling it for you guys. It gets bigger than our leaders and what we have here. You're going to see bonus checks. You're going to see people we're going to do live dials, like actual live dials that you can bring your leads from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. All right, we're going to have different individuals speaking, the background that they came from. Most of the people here did not come from an insurance background, okay? So you get to relate, or your people get to relate to someone, so that, the more people you have there, the more people that will come back and explode if you're looking to build an agency. If you're not, you get to be, you get to to re-up again. You get to realize where you are, what you're a part of, how great this event is, to give you more energy and to give you more excitement to continue the rest of your career here with FFL. So you want to make sure you're plugged in. That's October 4th. Is just one day. Guys, screenshot this. Make sure you bring your leads and tell your team about it. If you're looking to build an agency, you want as many people there. This is a free event. The address is provided at the bottom. Scan that barcode for additional information, okay? And then the next thing, the biggest of all big events, is the convention, okay? It's going to be in Miami, Florida. It's going to be nice and hot and great, but we're also going to give you all the information you need to change your life and your business. I talk about these two guys all the time. There's a lot of people that actually went to convention. But these two guys, Ryan and Thad, were police officers, and they were partners in the business, averaging about 40 to 50 grand or a little more a year. And these guys, they have a family, they have kids, right? And, they put their life on the line, but in return, they weren't getting what they sacrificed, right? Which is, their time, their money, and their lives. And so they got hurt on the job and realized this can't continue. This is not what's going to work for our future. They wanted something more. And they knew what they needed to do. They needed to be at that event because this event puts you 6 months ahead of anybody else that didn't go. This event literally breaks down each and every nook and cranny of the business so that you know exactly what to do coming back. They came back, quit their job right away. All right. And they've been averaging since they started 40 to 50 grand a month. So if you want to be like Ryan and Thad and all the other leaders on this call that attended convention, guys, you got to go to that event. All right. It's a must. I've never seen anybody successful, all right, in this business that did not go to convention. If you don't have the money, go make the money, right? One sale will take care of your ticket and your stay. But the event, guess what, is free. We have an amazing opportunity, all right, from our president, who was an actual agent, an actual person who went through all the things that we went through in our previous IMO, where we barely made any money because we had low contracts, right? But all of our money went back into the business with tickets, buses, getting people there, right? So we didn't make anything. So he made sure all our events are free. You just have to pay to get there. All right. And I know that the flight costs are low right now. So get on it. You want to make sure you are there. But most importantly, let Family First Life work for you and get your team there as well. Okay. So that is February 2nd to the 5th, 2022. All right. You have time, but you don't have time. Okay. Get registered, get your way there. get on it. All right. So that is it for announcements. All right, we want to move on to our speakers. Let's get down to business, guys, because you got to learn what you need to do, right? So we have three amazing guest speakers today. And the first guest speaker that I would like to have come on, all right, is Junior. All right. One of our top producers. He's actually killing it out in the field. He's going to talk about setting appointments, guys, all right, and calling the CRM leads. So, Junior, you got 10 minutes. Take it away.
Thank
We
you.
have
Thank
Junior.
you. How everybody
All right,
doing
there you
today?
go.
Hope everybody's good. So I'm talking about appointment setting and how to call the CRM leads. So with appointment setting, um, I say for me, for the appointment setting, is very you gotta be very disciplined when you are setting appointments, because actually it's kind of one of those things where it's like you have to find out, first of all, what your schedule is, what you're going to do. So if you're brand new, you want to talk to your manager about your schedule. What days you're going to work to set the appointments, because that's where everything starts at, is setting appointments. You can't do anything without the appointments. So you have to find out what your schedule is. Some people on here may work part-time, some people may work full-time, or this may be your full-time gig. So whatever it is, the first thing is get with your manager, find out what is your schedule, what are your goals, and based upon that, they will be able to tell you, what kind of schedule you should run. Now, once you get that schedule that you should run, where the discipline come in at is that has to be number one priority. And what I mean by number one priority is that has to be something that you have to do as if you were working a job. So it's kind of one of those things. If you are at an office making calls, if you go to the office and make calls, or if you're making it on live dials, or if you're doing it at home, it's kind of one of those things where you can't let nothing distract you. Just because you're not at a real job doesn't mean that someone can call you and say, hey man, can you go and pick up my daughter, or can you do this, can you do that? Because guess what? If you was at work, you wouldn't be able to do it. You wouldn't be able to just tell your boss or your manager, hey, I'll be right back. I gotta go and do this. I gotta go and do that. So it has to be priority. You have to block out the time to make the calls for the appointments. Now, a lot of people say, well, how much time is it? Or how long do I have to call? Or, what's the goal? The goal is whatever it is that you need to get set, that's when you're supposed to stop. So if your goal is to make $3,000, $5,000, and you're part-time or whatever it is, and you need 10 appointments to run the next day, then you need to set between 8 to 10 appointments. I would try to go over 10, maybe do 11 to 12 just to go over, because you're gonna run into, no shows and things like that. But you want to hit your goal, and that's when you want to stop. And as you do this, you're going to get better and better. So your first time, it may take you 5 hours, 4 hours, whatever situation may be. But the more time you do it, and as you get repetition, and as you keep doing it, you're going to get better and better. And what's going to happen is you're going to see that your time on the phone is starting to be reduced now, because you're getting better at it. So it's kind of like when you're working out. If you're working out and you're consistently, working on reps, and let's say you're doing 250, you're bench pressing, and you may only can get that thing up 5 times in the beginning. But if you keep doing it at the time and make time to do it, you're disciplined, and you keep doing it 3 days a week, 4 days a week, whatever it is that you have planned to do it. After a while, you'll be able to get 7. And you're like, dang, yo, I can do 7 now. So now I'm doing 7 reps. Then you'll be able to do 10. Next thing you know, you'll be able to do 20. Okay. So in the beginning, it may not be the most comfortable thing, but over time, just like anything else, you're going to get better and better and better. And what I learned, that this business it's really survival. It's really how long can you last? You know what I'm saying? It's not about talent. It's not about gifts. It's not about who got the magic. It's really about how long can you last? Are you willing to keep going so you can get better? Sometimes people just stop before they get better. And that's where people say, oh, it don't work. Oh, it don't do this. No, it's just that maybe you stopped before you was going to get better. Okay. So the appointment setting is a very assumptive call. And what I mean by assumptive is that we get most of our leads and things from what's called the CRM. Okay. Client Retention Manager. I think that's what it stands for, if I'm not mistaken. Client Retention Manager. That's where all the leads are dumped in. These are people that are looking for insurance, that requested coverage. And we have different types of leads in there. You have instant, you have mortgage protection. So you have different types of leads in there. But this is where all the clients get dumped into the CRM. That's your client retention manager. That's where everybody is at. So when you call these people, it's a very assumptive call. And what I mean by very assumptive is, it's just like if you were looking for a plumber. When you call, you find a plumber, and you call, you're not calling and say, "Do I think this person do plumbing? Let me call." No, you're calling because you know that this is a place that they had people that do plumbing. That's a plumber, and you need one. So you're going to call to set up a schedule for one to come out to you. You're not going to call and sound like, well, I think I got the right place, or maybe that's not. You know what it is. So I kind of look at it like that. I look at it like I already know what they want. So I'm calling to be very assumptive. So when I'm being very assumptive, I'm very direct, but I'm not rude. So I'm very direct, but I'm not rude. I'm not, being rude, but I am going to be direct to you because I know that you put in this request. So it's my job to make sure I fill the request. So just like, again, if we go back to the plumbing, you call them to be direct. This is what you need done. Now they may say, hey, we booked. We can't have a guy come out today. You don't just stop and say, okay, well, okay, y'all don't have nobody that can come out today. Oh man, let me just stop and I ain't gonna do nothing else. No, you want to call the next company. So it's the same thing. So when you call on in the CRM and someone say, hey, not interested, whatever, you give a little bit of feedback, a little overcome objection, and they, hey, it's a no-go. You don't just stop making calls and say, okay, well, it's a no-go. That's it. No, you call the next company to do plumbing. You call the next person that said that they want the insurance or they want to get information about insurance. So you just keep calling and calling until you get the job done. Is there anything else y'all want me to talk about? Any other questions about that?
Junior, can you role play the CRM lead? Can we do a role play real quick about how to call it, what to say?
Yes. Who I'm playing with you?
That's fine. Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Ring.
Hello.
Khalid.
Who's this?
This is Junior Khalid. I'm giving you a call real quick from the Benefit Center here in Baltimore County. I'm just giving you a call as far as the request that you put in for life insurance. I have your birth date at 10/10/1965. Is that true?
Yeah, but what's this about again?
It's a request you put in for life insurance. You probably don't remember. A lot of people don't remember. But basically, you put in a request about life insurance, and I'm the underwriter that's assigned to you. So my job is just to get the information out to you. It takes about 10 minutes for me to go over that information. Are you more so available in the morning, afternoon, or evenings?
The evening. Well, it depends on the day.
Okay, so it depends on the day. Are you working, retired, disabled?
I'm still working.
You working? Okay. So what time you usually get home from work?
I normally get home like around 6.
Okay. And is that Monday through Friday?
Yes.
Okay. All right, perfect. So I'll be dispatched in your area tomorrow. I'm actually in the 22210 zip code. I assume you're still in that zip code, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I assume your address is still 1515 Main Street. Is that still correct?
No, I haven't lived there. Look, can we stop? I want to stop right here just so that people understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. So why did you, and we're talking right now about CRM leads, right? And everybody should write this down because this is very important. So Junior, why didn't you just confirm my address? Why did you say, I assume you're still at?
The reason why is because what I found out in the beginning, when I was just really going off of just what was in that zip code, what the address was, sometimes you get, people like Khalid just said, they're not in the address no more. And when they're not in the address no more, the first thing is a negative thought. Like, I'm not even in that, I'm not even in the address no more. It's just a negative thought. Like, I'm not even in the address no more. Then they get irritated, then they may hang up. Or they think like, man, that was so long ago, man, let me get off the phone. So what I found out was when I say I assume you're still in the 21229 zip code, usually when people move, they move, but sometimes they're still in kind of that zip code. So when I say I assume you're still in the 21229 zip code, that's a broad code. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of broad. So most of the time they say, yeah. So now once I find out that they're in that zip code, now I can say that I'm dispatching that area, because I can't say I'm dispatching that area before they tell me where they at. Because if I do that, what if they move? They're like, man, you ain't in, how you dispatch this area? You ain't even know where I live at. So you have to, have that broad. Once you get them down, and just like you walking them down, once you close the gap and say, okay, they in the 21229 zip code, you say, hey, I'm dispatching that zip code tomorrow. And then once they say it, then you say, I assume that you're still at blah, 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 because they still may be in that zip code, but they may move. But either way they come with it, it don't matter. It's kind of like it's like you got 2 cards left. Everybody got 2 cards left in spades, and I got the big joker and the little joker. It's like it don't matter what you're gonna do. I'm gonna win the book either way, both the books. So it don't matter. So I walk you down. You told me you're in the 21229 zip code. Then I assume you're still at that address because you may have moved. So even if you say, oh no, I'm not in the address, I moved to 1313 Main Street. Okay, perfect. So that's why I did that.
Okay. And then just my last question, and then that was almost done with the role play. That we're good with that. Why is it important, Junior? Just close out with this for somebody brand new. Why is it important to get on the live dials?
So live dials is and I'm be honest, in the beginning, I kind of felt like, dang, I don't want to get on live dials, man, and get hung up on. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I don't want to, feel like, I'm getting hung up on, or people, because I'm brand new. When you're new at something, and some people, if you're new at, a new job, and you have to, let's say you drive forklifts, because this really happened. That's why I can relate to this. I was brand new at this job one time. I was a forklift driver years ago, and they wanted me to show them how to move from, stuff off the shelf. I'm brand new, and everybody there, and I was nervous as I don't know what. You know what I'm saying? I put the little forklift up and hit the thing and missed the whole forklift. I was just super duper nervous. So when I first heard about live dials, I'm like, dang, I don't want to unmute and be talking. I don't know what I'm talking about. Somebody be hanging up on me. I feel crazy. You know what I'm saying? I feel mad or whatever, or embarrassed. But then over time, I realized that once I started listening to live dials, I started listening on what to say and what not to say. It made me better. So then when it was my turn to do live dials, I kind of had more confidence now, and I know I can't get better by myself. So if I'm just, doing live, if I'm just calling on my own and I never get on live dials, then I have nobody to critique me. I have nobody to help me get better because I'm doing it by myself. How can you get better at a game if you're playing with yourself? How can I get better at, playing a game if it's just me and I'm competing with myself? I don't know what else is out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what else I could be missing, what else I could be hearing. So live dials was important because not only it pushed me out my comfort zone, because we all know that's what success is at, but at the same time, I was able to hear what people say when they got questions that I didn't know the answer to, when I felt that I can make up my own answer. So I heard how they overcame things. And then once I got the confidence up, and then someone said, hey, can you dial for a minute? I didn't feel, I was like, okay, I'm more equipped now. I feel a little bit more confident, a little bit more better. So when I get on there, I don't have to worry about, somebody hang up. Okay, oh wow. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm learning now and I'm getting better and better. So that's how important live dials is. That's how it helped me out and changed the way how I learned how to make calls.
Good stuff. I don't have any more questions. Does anybody else have any questions for Junior?
Hey, Junior. Yeah, I do. Junior.
Yes.
And so, to answer Sandra's question, he calls all, it doesn't matter what type of leads. This works for all the leads, whether you're instant or finally, or 3-month-old or 1-month-old, you're using the same script. Okay. You're just tweaking a few words. If it's older, it's like, hey, you filled this out a while ago or some time ago. If it's instant, hey, you just filled this information out. We just got your request. So it's the same script. But guys, you just got to buy the leads and do it. That's it. You know what I mean? Now, and that's to answer Sandra's question. Now, Junior, I almost forgot what I was going to ask. Good Lord. I forgot. Answer Sandra's question. I forgot. Hold on. Let me see. Who else has a question?
Hey, Junior, have you ever done any travel trips before?
Bro, it's a great question, man. that's definitely that. To answer your question, no, I haven't,
No, it's
man. But
fine.
that's definitely something that that I'm definitely want to do, man. I actually have had one planned out. Me and my wife. Probably in September. I want to go before it get cold. But I see a lot of people doing the travel trips, man, and bro, it's the same thing, man. Like, it's just a different territory. You just, just more people, different people, different, cost of living's different depending on where you at, man. So the travel trip, man, if you are, brand new, that's something I suggest you talk to your manager about, so you can get a little good, you know what I'm saying? But that's definitely something, man, that I would say that everyone should, do, as you get better, just to kind of get out there. Kylie, man, left out, and I think she went to Reno or something like that. It made like 7,000. You know what I'm saying? So
7,000 in one house, baby. I'm going back
seven,
in the
oh yeah,
deposit too.
7,000 in one house. So I mean, yo, that's definitely something, man. That's in the works, man. So, but I haven't personally done it yet. But I'm definitely going to be doing it very soon.
Oh yeah, me too.
Keep in
Perfect.
mind, guys, Junior literally just got started here. Like, how long have you been here, Junior?
I think 4 months. Yeah, like 4 months.
4 months, right? You just got here. And the thing about that is there's some people that's been on this call, they've been here for longer than 4 months. Guys, we're like, nobody on here is special. Literally, Junior made a decision that him and his wife, that their kids were more important, their bills are more important, their future, their goals are more important than making the excuse. Junior, would you agree you've been through a ton of stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so, guys, realize something, that you're either in something, going in something, or coming out of it, but you can't stop because you're going through something. This is because most of our problems can be solved with making more money, but you can't make any money unless you make a decision to work this business. I don't know of it. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're doing, right? Part-time or full-time, right? What I do know is that I don't see anybody else making the money that we're making here. And it's so simple, just as long as you're following the system. And Junior is following the system. His wife is following the system. And because of that, it's easier for him to make money and play the, and I won't even say play this game, but to run this business, if that makes any sense. Is that right, Junior?
Yeah, it's definitely easy. And with the
Absolutely.
help of everyone else, like I said, the plugging in, you got to plug in. That's the main thing. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not plugging in to the trainings and stuff, then it's going to be hard. Like I think you said at the beginning, you was like, if you can't get on a Zoom, then it's going to be hard. And I think it's the same thing with plugging in. You got to plug in to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
and when you start, you have. I didn't mean to cut you off. When you start and you stop, it's all like. Would you agree that so many things change with the companies, with the carriers? Things change, guys, and the way that we do things, we're always perfecting this business. We're always getting better, and sometimes we make changes. And so when you're not here, or if you're not plugged in, you could lose a lot of information, and you can lose a lot of the stuff that we're doing, and come back and just feel completely lost and have to start over. So instead of having to do that, I mean, it's almost like, when you talked about Junior, when you're playing sports, like if you ain't picked up the basketball in a while, it's going to take you a ton of free shots, or a ton of
yeah,
practice for you to get back to where you were, right?
yeah,
And that
it's harder.
momentum, what I do know, that momentum takes at least 3 to 6 months to get back. So if you know that you don't want to have to wait 3 to 6 months to get back to who you were, if you got to a point where you were doing great, then you should be more scared about having to gain that momentum back within 3 to 6 months. So just don't stop. Keep going. Whatever you're going through, keep going. Because guess what? The bills don't stop, right? Someone's always going tomorrow. And if it's not one of our clients, it could be one of your family members. Somebody's always going, no matter what's going on. Right. So we
Absolutely.
got to keep going. All right. So I'm not going to take any more time away. Junior, thank you so much. You did an amazing job. So guys, definitely take those
Same.
nuggets he went over with appointment setting, because that's what this business is all about. The most important thing is setting appointments and being in front of the client. If it's not one of those two, you're not working, right? Can't think about this business. We got to do it, right? So guys, I'm going to take about 10 minutes and actually go into how to read the final expense cheat sheet. Okay. But before if I'm, Kali, if you can pull that up for me, this is very, 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 very important, guys. Okay. One thing that Kali always talks about, right, that I learned from her is that you got to be able to stay in business. Okay. And how do you stay in business? We go in an order of carriers. Okay. And we go in the order of carriers based on their medical background and what they would qualify for. Okay. So the order of carriers, right, is number one, we always start with Americo. That is the number one why they pay daily. And America generally has the most benefits. All right. Not saying that other companies don't, but with the Eagle product, they have a non-smoker rate. They got the double and triple indemnity. If you don't know what that is, guys, the best way to learn these products, like I was telling some of my agents and how I learned the quickest, is go on Google, right? Or go on the actual website, type in the name of the product in the brochure that people use on a day-to-day basis and read how it works. All right. You're more confident in the home when you understand how the product works. The people who aren't confident are those that don't do their due diligence. But just like Junior said, if you're not, if you're not practicing, how can you expect to be in the game? Because we're not going to put you in the game if you're not practicing, right? So you must do your due diligence, right? And the way that you do that, Kali just pulled this up. You want to go to fflagenthub.com. It'll pull up as NextCard Pro. All right. And then what you want to go to is the underwriting tab, underwriting guidelines. Okay. This will give you the underwriting guidelines for final expense, as well as the term grid sheets, right? But we're going to start with final expense and stay on that, because that's the only way you're going to get better and move on into, mortgage protection. But if you understand how to do final expense, you'll understand how to do everything else, including reading the term grid sheet. Okay. So here it is, right? When you guys are in a home, it's very important that you do your work first, right? We're not here to provide all the answers, because if we provide all the answers without you doing the work, you never really truly learn how to do it, right? And so if you look on this sheet, you got your illnesses to the left, and then you got each company up top to the right. And then in the boxes underneath, you have the qualifications, whether they will qualify or not, based on what they have going on with their medical background. Okay. So this is why it's important to ask questions at the kitchen table. Okay. So as you guys look, it goes in alphabetical order. Guys, you want to make sure that you bookmark this, all right, and save it to your files, whether you have an iPad or a laptop. That way you're not fishing for it. I noticed some agents that call me, they don't even have this up. They didn't even go and locate it to find it or even pull it up. Guys, you want to make sure you have this out. Do your research first. And when you call your manager in the in-home, if you need help, just to make sure you're going with the right product, you're going to say, hey, I came up with this company. What do you recommend? That's what we want to hear. We don't hear, well, what company should we go with? No, because that's not how you learn, right? You learn by going through it yourself. And then to get your second opinion, you give us a call. Okay. So for example, let's look at drug or alcohol abuse, right? So drug or alcohol abuse, if somebody has had drug or alcohol abuse, now obviously this is a final expense grid sheet, right? So you want to make sure you know how old this client is, right? If they're 50 and over, 45 and over, whatever it may be, final expense is just, all it is just enough life insurance, an amount that this company is willing to offer you to take care of any final expenses upon their death. Okay. So let's look at alcohol or drug abuse. Look at that. It says, let's say we have a 50-year-old male, right? And the 50-year-old male, he had some drug and alcohol abuse, let's say 3 years ago. Okay. So now that we look at this chart, if it was 3 years ago, all right, that he finished his treatment, let's look at the first one. The first, in the order of carriers that we go in, the first one is Americo, right? Second one is Mutual of Omaha. The third one I use is either Aetna or Prosperity, depending on, their medical background. And then last but not least, AIG, okay? And guys, we make that the last option, because that is a guaranteed issue product with a 2-year wait. So you don't want to just be giving out to everybody just because it's an easy application. I've seen agents do this too. I'm just going to go with AIG. That you're doing the worst thing for the client if they could actually qualify for immediate coverage. We have so many other companies. All right. But you want to make sure that you call in the in-home if you're not sure, right? Don't go with what's easy. And just because the application is easy, go with what's going to do the best thing for the client. Okay. Because at the end of the day, what we do is serious. These clients are looking for a check when their loved ones pass away. All right. So back to our male client who's 50 years old, right? Drug and alcohol abuse, right, was 3 years ago. Okay. So based on the order of carriers with Americo, all right, if it was within 2 years, right, they'll take it as a guaranteed issue product. Okay. Now, some people don't know what that means. Like I said again, if you don't know what some of these terms mean, right, you want to just quickly go to Google, type in a search, what does guaranteed issue mean when it comes to life insurance? And it's going to tell you 2-year wait. Okay. What does modified mean? Right? That's what those means. And if you don't understand, look up the product on Google. Go to the web. It's easy to go to Google, but I mean, if you're in your off time, definitely go to the website and download the brochures, save them. All right. And so, and then you say, well, you know what? There's so many different products. How do I know what to look up? Go on the Just Numbers, right? And the Slack line. You can see what people are closing on a day-to-day basis. And mostly it's always the same ones, right? So do the ones that mostly are sold and look those up so that you're better than you were before, right? You're not going to get everything here, guys. This is an earn as you learn business, right? Colleen and I, right? Junior, all the baddies, all the leaders on here, we're still learning too, okay? We're not new to insurance, right? But we're new to this company. So we're always learning, okay? So keep in mind, that's what you need to do. All right, back to our male client. So it says America, they will take an Eagle Premier, which is our senior product, if you look up top, okay? Because it was 3 years ago. If it's within 2 years, we don't want to do that product. Why? Because we don't want the client to wait 2 years. Okay, now, if they don't pass, if you go through the first half of the application, when you do the soft underwriting, if it says that they did not get approved, okay, then that means it's something the client is not telling you, or they may not be telling you the truth, right? So you got to go back. Let's circle back to the beginning of the appointment, and let's really kind of find out what is going on, right? What are we missing? Because they're not taking you for this product based on the information that you told me, okay? But this is how you read it, okay? Does anybody have any questions about the final expense grid sheet? And then obviously one more thing too, guys, you want to make sure that if a person has multiple things going on, okay, that you always go with the most severe one first. So if a person has had cancer, okay, let's say 3 years ago, let's say our same male 50 client, right? He had cancer 3 years ago, but he also had drug abuse. We're gonna, like, cancer is worse. So we're gonna go to cancer first, right? Look at what will take them, and it needs to match up with what will take him at 3 years with alcohol abuse as well. So like we said, guys, it makes it a lot easier when you do the order of carriers, right? The order of carriers will allow you to stay in business, all right? Because you're getting, these companies pay daily, all right? Next day, all right? You'll have your money cleared in your account within 24 to 48 hours, okay? But again, do your research. When you're in your off time at night, look at these grid sheets, look at the illnesses, just look, make sure you understand the lingo. We get a lot of people that message us like, well, what does this mean? Look it up, right? We're all adults, okay? If our son or if our daughter was sick and we didn't understand how a medication worked, or if we didn't know what to do, what are we doing? We're looking it up. Nobody has to tell us to do that. Well, guess what? It's the same thing here. Okay, make our jobs easier so your life can be easy as well. Okay, not to say don't call us, because we get people that it's miscommunication. Well, you said not to call. No, we said not to call when we've already covered this information that you could have gotten on a Saturday call if you were plugged in. So this is why it's important to plug in. If you want us to help you, you have to meet us halfway. And guys, it's just an hour out of your day, just an hour. Okay. All right. Does anybody have any questions about the final expense grid sheet? Let's see. All right. Well, that's it for that. So
hold on.
Okay.
So since no one has any questions, I would call on somebody to see if they know how to read it. Because there should be questions about this, because this is one of the things we get the most questions about.
That's true.
And so I can't imagine that nobody has any questions.
I think Shonda has one.
I have one question. Can you tell me again how to get to it? Because I got the old one. Because I was looking at what you had up there, and it doesn't match what I have in my book. So how do I get to it again?
It's so guys, you and bookmark this in your device, right? It's fflagenthub.com. That's going to be the hub that you go to for everything, your quotes, your e-apps, your carrier contacts, everything. And then and then you're going to go to underwriting guidelines. That's the underwriting guidelines tab.
Okay, that's all I need.
Okay,
Thank
good
you.
job. All right, so let's do this, right? Kali, if you could pull that back up for me. Let's see, I'm gonna call on somebody so that they can, let's see. I am going to call on, let's do Michael Bowman. Go ahead and unmute for me. Michael.
Yes, ma'am.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on? Sorry, my video, I'm trying to get my video to work. It's not working. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no worries. I know sometimes that happens. All right. I'm choosing you today so we can see if you know what you're talking about, if you know what to do, okay?
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna give you a client and I'm gonna give you an illness and you gotta tell me what would be the best to go with, okay? So I'm gonna keep it simple, guys. We're just gonna stay in the A's, okay?
Okay.
All right, so let's see. I have a client who has angina. They were diagnosed with angina 4 years ago. Okay. What would be the best company for them to go with?
All right. Let me see if I can look at this. I'm on my phone, so it's kind of hard to see it.
I believe you can open. Yep, you can open it up with your fingers. So my client, he's in the age range for final expense over 50.
So it's a guaranteed issue with America.
Is it a guaranteed issue with America?
It was 4.
He was diagnosed 4 years ago.
Yes.
So which company are we going with?
America.
There you go. Great job. Now, if it was within a year, then we wouldn't go that route, right? But let's say it was within a year.
Correct.
That they were diagnosed with angina, right? What company would we go with?
Well, with Aetna, it says treated within 1 year. It would be modified.
What does modified mean?
So would it be Aetna?
You know what modified means?
Not technically, I do not. Sorry.
Okay.
Can you explain that?
Now I'm glad you said no, because this is very important, guys, because some people will just go with modified because it sounds like it's immediate coverage. Modified is a 2-year wait program. Okay. All right. So we're not going to go with modified.
Okay.
All right. We're not going to go with Aetna. Okay. Look at the other ones. Who else may take him?
And this is within 1 year, correct? That's what you said. So he was diagnosed.
They were diagnosed a year ago.
Okay. So within 1 year. So you're saying this year he got diagnosed with it, or it was over a year ago? Just making sure I'm understanding you correct.
A solid year ago.
Could he still? Could we? Okay, so could we still go with Americo?
Why would we go with Americo?
Because it was over
we could try it. We could try it. It says within 1 year, but we can try it. If it's a no-go, who else will we go with?
With Mutual of Omaha. Well, no, because then it's graded.
Yeah, it says yeah. So here's what I recommend. Let's look at Foresters. Foresters might take it. If it doesn't go through Americo, keep in mind, guys, sometimes these clients actually go through with Americo. So you always want to let them know, hey, I'm just going to do a soft check real quick to see if we can I'm just going to do a soft check so we can get you pre-qualified, right? That's when you do the first half. If it's a no-go with Americo, they may take them for Foresters, and if not Foresters, then we're going to the last company, which is what? AIG.
Right.
Okay. All right. Mike, thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
So now you got some homework to do, right?
Yes, ma'am. You bet.
You got it. And guys,
I
this
know I've been
only
studying up
makes,
on it. Now that I'm getting started, I've got to get these terms down.
that's right, guys. And when you have time, this is not while you're dialing. This is not while you're doing anything else that you need to do in this business. It's not while you're in the field. When you're at nighttime, in the morning, or whatever you have your time where you're not doing this business, you got to be getting better. Why is that important? Because you want to grow your pockets. You want to make money. The only way to do that is to practice and get better. Okay. So Mike, great. You did an amazing job. Thank you. You got some homework to do as everybody else on this call, right? So we don't want to take any more time away. Kali, we're going to go ahead and turn it over to you. Kali is going to go over hiring and tap rooting. All right. This is so important. So if you're looking to build an agency, Kali has one of the biggest agencies, all right, under Frank and Mike Fowl, I believe, right? And so she's doing some amazing things, and she's going to show you how she did it and how she's doing it now, all right? And we're all following suit. So Kali, take it away. Can you guys hear me?
I'm talking on mute. I'm steady talking. Good morning, guys. I hope everybody's doing great this morning. So this part is going to be interactive. So I'm going to see who's actually paying attention. So I hope everybody's paying attention. First off, if you click on your more button, there's an option to raise your hand. By a show of hands, how many people are interested in building an agency? Evie, Jessica, Danielle, Allie, Patricia, Latasha, Gary, Corinne. So 8 people, 9 people. All right. So cool stuff. Thank you guys. So with that being said, I'm gonna show you something that's it's a big deal, and it's something that we learned in our other, it's all good, Sandra. It's all good. Something that we learned in our other company and just in business in general. So one of the things that, that's going to help you build your business a little bit quicker is there's something called tap rooting. How many people are familiar with tap rooting? Hand raises again, or even let me say who's not familiar with that term. Let's start with that.
I'm not familiar, but I'm gonna take a wild guess. It's like planting seed.
You said what? That's a part of it, because you're saying you hear the word root, so you're thinking a seed and tree. Yeah, so it's close. That's actually right. So tap rooting, guys, is basically, and I'm reading from something. Tap rooting is basically working through people to find people. Right. And so in your business, you are the root. And what does the root do? Darren, can you answer that question? In a plant or a tree, what's the purpose of a root?
The purpose of a root is to find more water and to find more, to plant it, to hold the plant firmly in the ground. I mean,
there you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. So roots hold stuff in the ground, right? It makes it firm, right? And so when we're talking about tap rooting, when we're dealing with people, we're talking about finding other people to help you build your business. And what do you think is the easiest way to find people? I'm gonna keep using you, Darren, since you volunteered yourself.
Networking and referrals.
Okay, so exactly. So, we do a lot of things here at Family First Life. You can advertise, you can post ads, you can post on Craigslist, you can post on Career Builder. Indeed won't let us post there, but you can post on Facebook. There's no rules around advertising your business here. But the easiest way to advertise is going to be talking to your friends and your family, getting a list. And this is not us, this is you doing this, right? So we don't have to be involved in this process. We're not asking you to give us a list of your closest friends and your family so we can take that list and turn it into something else. I'm giving you these things. These are things that you can do. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself, then by all means, we will help you. But this is the easiest way to start to build your business is through tap rooting. Who do you know? Then who do they know, right? So I'm going to give you, and I'm going to keep using, I'm going to use Karyn, for example. So Karyn, I met Karyn through the other company that we were in. Karyn was not direct to me, but we weren't even on the same team in the other insurance company. However, I knew her and I knew that she was a hard worker. So does it make sense, Darren, for me to reach out to Karyn and say, hey, Karyn, I got this other opportunity available. We can make much more money. Are you willing to just take a listen to what I'm offering? Does that make sense to do that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Why does that make sense?
That's like you being like a great, awesome team, like you're the Lakers or something, and you just drafting. You're trying to draft for the best players possible. Like you're trying to draft for the first round draft picks, like the top players. So Karyn, she a hard worker, everything like that. I'm sure you the seeds, and you just knew that. Hey, any agent sees this opportunity, I mean, they just want to take all advantage of it.
Exactly. So I talked to Karyn, hey, Karyn, what about this business? And truth be told, guys, she told me no at first. Did that stop me from continuing to talk to her about it? No. You ask her, but I also didn't, I didn't drown her with conversations about coming to work with Family First Life. Like what I would personally do, what I did with Karyn, is every once in a while just kind of drip different ideas in her head. Oh, girl, guess what? Guess what I made last month? Girl, guess what's going on over here? Guess it. So I'm giving her little bits of information over time that eventually made her so curious. She wanted to know more about the business. And then Karyn, I'm just using the people on the call. Karyn found, well, she not found. She brought Ashley. She got Evie. She got Darren. Who else is on here? She got Tim, and then Tim brought Shonda. So all of those things are a result of taprooting. And then, who do you personally know? That's one of the reasons, guys, that on Wednesday night, we're starting that business expansion meeting that Karyn talked about earlier in the call, is so that you don't necessarily have to be the person talking to your friends and your family or whoever you know. Put them on the Wednesday night expansion meeting call and let us sell the vision for you, right? Because I can guarantee you, Karyn would be pissed off if I'm over here at FFL and she still was at that old company doing what she was doing, and she found out that I'm making all this money over here, but I never told her about it. And it doesn't matter. And again, guys, this doesn't matter if you have been in insurance before or not. Yes, Karyn already had a life insurance license when she came over, but it was actually probably a harder transition for her because she's somebody who's loyal, and she was very loyal to the other company. So it took me months. It took me almost a year actually to bring Karyn over to the FFL side, right? But if you're not in insurance, that doesn't matter. Who of your friends and your family, and write this down. Write this down, guys. I'm telling you, this is important. There's something called the STEAM method. STEAM. So STEAM is, who do you know that meets these criteria, right? So Darren, let me see. I'm not gonna use you. I'm gonna use somebody else real quick. Latasha.
Use Champ too?
No, I'm gonna use somebody else.
Yes.
Hey, good morning. Latasha. So if I was tap rooting Latasha or Latasha, you want to tap root yourself, right? I'm gonna ask you, who do you know that's in the S stands for sales? Can somebody put this in the chat too? It's a lot
We're
of
hearing an
feedback.
echo.
I know. I might have to use somebody else for this too. It's a lot of echo.
Oh, that's probably me. Sorry.
It is. All right, let me see if it's still there. No, we gotta use somebody. That's too much echo. Evie.
Yes.
All right, that's better. All right, Evie, who do you know? So I said we're going to use the STEAM method, okay? So Evie, who do you know? And the S stands for sales. Who do you know, Evie, that's in sales?
Jose, his car dealership.
Jose's a car dealer. Okay. Mm-hmm. Who do you know, Evie? The T stands for Teacher. Who do you know that's a teacher or just naturally likes teaching people?
Eric Jackson.
Eric Jackson?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Karyn, let me add to that real quick. Hold on. And remember, guys, when you're going through this, you got to say, and not somebody you already named.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Who do you know? So we got Jose, who's the car dealer, Eric Jackson, who's a teacher. Who is the
actually, let me back up. Let me back up because I actually did do STEAM when I first started. So let me tell you who I recruited in those spots. So for S for sales, I recruited Jeffrey Montalvo.
Okay.
For the T, I recruited Eric Jackson. He's a high school teacher.
Come on. Okay.
Now go ahead. Continue on.
All right. Who is the most enthusiastic person that you know, Evie?
That would be Rodney Allen.
Did you recruit him yet?
I did. He's in Florida.
Ah, look at that. Shoot, I forgot the A. Karyn, you remember what the A stands for?
Ambitious.
Thank you. Who's the most ambitious person you know, Evie?
The most ambitious person I know is Freddie Dean.
You hired him yet?
He was the first one recruited.
Look at that. And then the M, who is I forgot the M too.
It was all about their money.
Oh, who do you know that's money
motivated?
Money motivated that I recruited was Tanea and Diamond, mother and daughter.
So, okay. So by using this same method, like you thought about people that you knew that would be a good fit for working with FFL.
Correct.
Okay. And that's all that we're looking for. So then I'm telling you, so if you did the same, so think about this. I think you gave me 6 names and numbers, 6 names, right? So what if you did that same thing, that same exercise with Jose, the car dealer? Jose, who else do you know that's in sales? Who else do you know that's a teacher? Who else do you know that's enthusiastic? Who else do you know that is how did I forget the A again? Who else do you know that's ambitious? Ambitious. Who else do you know that's money motivated? So that's another 5 names and numbers of guys that you can put people in class and get them involved in this business, because you don't know who's going to be your next superstar, right? So it's not our job to determine who's going to come here and get to work. Our job is to put people, provide them the opportunity, and they'll prove to you who's going to work and who's not, right? But again, it's not fair to, and I'm about to close out because I know it's 12 o'clock. It's not fair to not let people know about what you're doing here, because you might be able to help somebody else change their life. And that's what this is all about. It's not just about making money. It's about helping other people change their lives, and not just their lives, them being able to help other people change their lives. So with all that being said, guys, I hope that helped as far as understanding tap rooting, understanding how to get your next agent. Let's get as many people on the Wednesday night 7 o'clock call as possible. We got 25 people on this call right now, and if everybody just brought one person, that's 50 people, right? And so then 50 people hearing the same thing that you're hearing, getting excited about the same things you're excited about, guys, this can change your business. So with all that being said, I hope everybody has an amazing week, and let's run it up, y'all. Have a great one.